Hello and welcome to Elite Speakers Hiding Behind the Pages 40 Women Interview Series. I'm your co-founder, Chikeitha Owens, and I just want to make sure that you guys like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Elite Speakers Prep, ESPS, and it will be below. So just make sure you guys like and subscribe to us on YouTube and on Facebook because we want you guys to follow us and continue to just support and be a part of what Elite Speakers is doing because we're doing some great things. And so we thank you today. We have an awesome guest that we're going to be introducing to you today. And so again, I'm Chikeitha Owens, your co-founder, and
I am Tracy Brooks, your co-founder of Elite Speakers, and we are hiding behind the pages with our next episode of the 40 Women Interview Series. And today we have the honor of sharing with you all a very brief testimony of my big sister, my mentor. We go way back, Miss Adele Foster Glenn. Y'all, let me tell you, you will be inspired and encouraged once you hear this woman's testimony because she has inspired me so many years that I am so blessed and honored, Chikeitha, to be able to share her testimony on our platform here at Hiding Behind the Pages with Elite Speakers. So without further ado, let's bring her on, Adele Foster. Thank you so much, Adele, for joining us today. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, Tracy and Chikeitha, right?
yes.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Now, you know that we're coming from behind the pages. You are an author, you're a speaker, and you got all these wonderful things going on. But what some people may not know about you is that you are a survivor.
Yes.
That's what we're here to talk to today about your overcoming, being able to share your testimony, your test to the testimony, because I know that you've come a very long way. Can you please share with our listening audience what it is that the doctors diagnosed you with, but what was God's prognosis?
Thank you, Tracy, for asking that question. The doctor diagnosed me with multiple sclerosis. The doctor also diagnosed me with cancer. So those are two things I can talk about. You know, I look at the charts and I see other things that they say that is a diagnosis that they have for me, and I'm like, who are they talking about? They can't be talking about me. But you know, through it all, I just give it to God because I know that that's not his diagnosis for my life. Because, well, I'll say my prognosis for my life. You know, they give it the last part of anything that they diagnose you with. They say a disease, and I say it's a dis-ease because it's a discomfort in my body, but it doesn't stop me. It's just, you know, oh yeah, you know, people might look at me and say, oh, she look good. She look like she got it going on. But they don't realize the pain that I go through sometimes. And you talk about hiding behind the pages. Well, yes, I hide behind the pages because it's like people look at me and they go, that girl look like she got it going on. She, you know, she's going places.
And
But
you
the
do.
reality,
Yes.
the reality is, you know, I tell people I am not going to stop. And you know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm going to live full and I'm going to die empty. Because there's billions of dollars in the graveyard. I'm not going to be one of those billions of dollars.
Ooh, that's powerful. You say you're not going to stop. So what gives you such fortitude to keep going, Adele?
Well, you know, I say my daddy. I call God my daddy because he is my daddy. He said that I can do all things, not some things. He said all things. And because he said I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, well, my strength is ever going because he flows through me. And as he flows through me, you know, I pour out so that he can fill me back in.
Yes, Yes, that's amazing.
I love that. I love when you said, when you were sharing about the multiple sclerosis, how you said that's what they said.
Yes,
They said. That's not what my daddy
Exactly.
said. I love that. I love that. And it's so important that we have to be able to continue to stay in that frame of mind and not worried about what they say, but we have to know what he said.
yes.
Exactly. Exactly.
I love that. I love that. And so, can
Thank
you
you
just,
so much.
you're welcome. I love that. Can you just tell us a little bit about, I know that, you know, with all of this going on and with you holding your head up high and continue to move forward, you know, you've already kind of shared with the listeners a little bit about how you've been able to do that. Can you just tell us about, you know, like, on those days when you just don't feel like doing it, you know, how are you able to get up and keep moving?
Well, on those days, and today is one of those days, I looked at the clock and it says 6 o'clock, and I knew that I needed to get up and get dressed because I go to Zig Ziglar devotional on Monday mornings at 7 o'clock. But I looked at the clock, it says 6 o'clock, and I said 6:15, I'll get up. And I did get up at 6:15. I ironed my clothes. I listened to a morning prayer that I listen to on Mondays. You know, I call into it. But, you know, I said, I'm going to press my way through no matter what.
Yes.
And so I know the devotion is over with at 8 o'clock, and I showed up at 7:50 or 7:55, but you know, I walked in.
Yes.
And what's so good about it is that everybody greets me no matter what, because they know I pressed my way through.
Yes.
And no matter what, I'm going to tell your listening audience, if you're listening to this, no matter what you're going through, get up and press your way through, because
That's right.
God made you and He knows what He put in you. He knows the plans that He has for you. And because He knows the plans that He has for you, you don't stop. You know,
Woo!
I read something that said, um, you know, that only thing that stops you is you.
Mm,
So God didn't stop you. So if He
Mhm.
didn't stop you, why are you stopping yourself?
that's right.
Yes.
So, you know, and I don't want to sound preachy, but I truly believe that people, I don't care what it is, you know, my sister, she was diagnosed with cancer, a rare form of cancer as well. And she said to me, she said, "You've been diagnosed longer than I have,
Mm,
and you are my inspiration.
Mm.
I see you keep moving. That tells me I can keep moving."
Wow.
yes.
So I'm going to tell your listening audience, whatever you're going through today, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be a diagnosis that the doctor gave you. It could be something that you gave yourself.
Mm,
Press your way through.
yes, indeed. Such powerful words to leave with our listening audience. And I know you all out there are blessed by these words by my big sister mentor for several years, Miss Adele Glenn, Foster Glenn. Adele, um, going through when you say I had to keep pressing through, okay, no, regardless, this morning you got up and you took your time, but you made it. And that to me is a sign of just that epitome of never giving up.
Mm.
Okay. My question to you is, outside of that last nugget that you left of never giving up, is there anything that you can leave for that woman, that man that just got diagnosed with the illness that they were not expecting to hear from? Is there anything that you can give them to just keep going, stand strong?
Absolutely. You know, the doctors will give you one thing, and I won't take anything away from man, because that gift, that talent as a doctor was something that God gave to them,
Yes.
not something they gave to themselves, but it was something that God gave to them. And I will tell you, don't be a guinea pig. And the reason why I say don't be a guinea pig, because the doctors are still learning, they're still practicing.
Mm.
And because they're practicing, that's why I said don't be a guinea pig. Don't let them practice on you. They may diagnose you. Notice I use the word diagnose
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
because they may diagnose you with one thing, but they're going to try different types of medicines
Mm.
um, to say, well, if that don't work, try this. If
Yes.
that don't work, try this. Well,
Mhm.
God didn't say try this. If God can feed the birds, how
Mm.
much more can he do for you? If he can clothe the trees, how much more can he do for you? Think
Yes.
about it. If he can do all those things
Mm.
for nature, well, how much more can he do for man? So much more. You know, I it's something that I'm writing, but imagine waking up and trying to go to the restroom and you hit the floor.
Mm.
And someone picks you up, puts you back in the bed, and you try to get up again and you hit the floor again. That means you can't walk.
Mm.
Well, that happened to me maybe about 5 weeks ago. I couldn't walk.
Wow.
Mm.
But I told God, you didn't tell me that I needed to be in a wheelchair. You didn't tell me that I needed a cane. You didn't tell me that I needed a walker. So let me go to the hospital. Let them give me what I call my jungle juice. I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk again because, like in the Bible, and all I could think about was, the man that was trying to get in the water to be healed.
Mhm.
Well, he was told, pick up his bed and walk. And that's what I had to do. I had to pick
Wow.
myself up and walk again. And I thank God that I'm still walking no matter what the doctor said 19 years ago that I'll be in a wheelchair. I'm still not in a wheelchair. I'm still walking. By the grace of God, I'm still walking.
Wow. And the only thing that kept coming to me just hearing you just speaking and sharing your story is that there is a blessing in the pressing.
Mm.
Yes, yes.
Blessing in the press is the
Pressing.
more
I
press,
like that.
the more you
I
keep
like
pressing,
that.
the more he keep blessing.
Yes.
I'm
You have to be
Chikeitha. I'm gonna
able
have to take that away from you.
to.
He keep blessing. The more I keep pressing, he keeps
Yes.
blessing. That's all
Yes.
right.
That's all right.
Yes, and we just have to be able. I mean, and you've proven through your story and through your testimony that's what you've been doing. And the more that you keep pushing, you keep getting picked up. Just like that
Yes.
that man at the well. I mean, not at the well, but the one that was at the water trying to get healed. He wanted
Mm.
to get in the water, so he just kept going and going and going and going, and you just keep on going and going.
Pressing and pressing. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, 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 yes.
love
They,
that.
you have to because man will tell you one thing, but what
Mhm.
does God say?
Mm.
Yeah.
God has the last say for your life, and He knows what He has for you.
Mm.
Well, I know that sounds like a total reset.
Yes.
Yes.
And that preludes us to the 2020 My
Yeah.
Reset Conference here in Dallas, Texas. Sister Adele, I know they ringing up your phone off the hook, but can you share a little bit about this wonderful movement that you have created for all of us wonderful speakers who are moving and shaking and got something to offer to the people as far as building, inspiring, and encouraging? Can you just share a little bit with the audience about your next few events that you have coming up? Because you're a woman of many hats. I know you just finished a book signing tour for your book. Okay, we need to
Hmm.
talk about that book. We need to talk about the healthy woman inside out. We need to talk meet the author. Come on now, you're a woman of many hats. Go on and let them have. I'm gonna shut my mouth.
Well, first I want to talk about the Reset Conference because we're going into our third annual Reset Conference in 2020. And Tracy, I'm so excited that you're going to be one of the speakers.
Yeah.
But yay! Um, but I will tell you that the Reset Conference was developed in 2018, and it came about because me and Dr. Ann, Dr. K, as she would go by her name, we realized that people make New Year's resolutions every year, but by the end of January, that New Year's resolution is out the door, you
Out the
know.
door. Yes.
So we want to keep it going strong. So one of the things that we're doing for 2020, which I'm excited about, is even though you get to come to the conference January the 17th and the 18th, it doesn't stop there. We're holding you accountable. So, which
Yeah.
means throughout the year, we're going to give online workshops, seminars to see if you're still on track of what you
Nice.
said you were going to do.
Woo.
Because we want to keep you accountable. We want to
Mhm.
make sure you don't just start the year out strong and by June, you're like, oh my God, I can't wait till 2021 so I can start all over again. Well, you can reset in
Yeah.
2021, but we want to make sure that you're resetting onto something else because you met your goals in 2020. Yes, Tracy, I did come off a book tour in May.
Mhm.
I was touring The Healthy Woman Inside Out, but God, my daddy, I'm going to say he's an awesome God because
Yes, he
even
is.
though I was touring a
Mhm.
book signing, I'm sorry, I wasn't touring The Healthy Woman Inside Out. I was touring one of my other books, which
Yes.
was Do It First, Do It Right, Do It Better, Do It Now, The Roadmap to Entrepreneurship. But when
Wow.
I put my hand down in my bag, God said, you're not going to just sell that book. You know,
Mm.
you got many other books. So when
Mhm.
I put my hand down in my bag, I pulled out The Healthy Woman Inside and Out. I pulled out um, the healthy male female relationship. So I was like, oh my God, that was in my bag. God said, what's in your house? So
Yes.
those are the things that were in my house. And even though I talked about what's in your house or what's in my house, God allowed me to bring it along with me because He said, you're not going to just make money off of one book, you're going to make money off of three books. And
Okay.
so I was excited about that. I sold out of books in South Carolina. So by the time I got to Georgia, before I got to Georgia, I had to order more books. So I was really excited about that. But, the thing is, you don't stop. And so I'm going to tell your listening audience that God has gave you a gift. Utilize all your gifts. You know, my favorite book, I don't know about you, but my favorite book, to your listening audience, my favorite book says your gifts will make room for you and
Yeah.
bring
Yes.
you before great men. And because your gifts make room for you, utilize your gifts. Don't say, woe is me, because there is a woe is you. There's something in your house. Utilize it. It will make room for you.
I love
That's
that.
amazing. That is
Yeah.
amazing. And you know, you're such an overcomer, and I hear so many nuggets. Um, are you available for private coaching or anything like that? Because I know that there are a lot of people who are struggling in business in certain areas, and I have a lot of coaching clients that look out and they have ailments, and there are sometimes I can't really connect with them on that level. So, is there a particular area that you reach out to the people to help on a one on one basis? Is there a way that our listening audience can reach you? Please share all the contact information, and we will have it as y'all can see down here on the screen below.
Yes, I am available for coaching. I help individuals who want to do personal as well as professional coaching. I also help those individuals, which I love, help those individuals who want to write a book. and get it published. I coach them in writing their book. I have, like Tracy said, I wear so many hats, but my third annual Aquarius Creation Publishing Award is coming up in February of next year. And I'm excited about that as well, because
Congratulations.
individuals who go through my writing coaching program, um, I assist them in getting that book published and have it ready for the awards, because they too are honored and given award during the Aquarius Creation Publishing Award. So my contact information is 469-235-8470. You can reach me on that. But please, I tell people, make sure when you call me, you're serious about what you want to accomplish. I give a 1-hour free coaching session just to see if we're fit and to see if you're serious. Because, like I tell people, I can coach you to your success, but you got to be willing to press your way through. You got to be willing to do the work, because it's not for me, it's for you.
Wow.
That's right. And I said that all to prelude our audience to know that we have partnered with Aquarius Publishing Creation on our speakers package that we have available through Elite Speakers. And Chikeitha, would you like to share a little bit about that before we go?
Yes, so we have partnered with Miss Adele, and so as you know that this series is called Hiding Behind the Pages, and so with Hiding Behind the Pages, we know that there are so many people that have a story to tell and a book to sell, but there are people that have reached out to me. They have the book in them, they have the book in journals, they have the book in notebooks that are scattered everywhere, but they have never taken the time out to try and start putting the pages together to create their book. And so that is where Miss Adele will come in, and she, like she said, she can help coach you and get you to where you need to be so that you can get that book together, because there's no reason to leave it dusty and sitting on the shelf.
Or sitting in your mind.
What's in your mind? And
in your
Chikeitha,
dusty mind.
you know, I want to leave something for your listening audience, because as you were saying that, even if you just have a story, this show is called Hiding Behind the Pages.
Yes.
So if you just have a story, me, Tracy, Chikeitha will help you put that story in a book. So if there's some of you that want a book, and Chikeitha, you know, the book title will be Hiding Behind the Pages. So we can put 20, 50 women in that book with their stories in that book. So we can talk about that later.
Yes.
Awesome sauce. Well, I just thank you so much, Adele, and I can't wait for the soiree, you all, in March.
Yes.
The 8th and the 7th of 2020. We're hosting our soiree, Come and Wine and Dine, with the speakers and hear a little bit more of all of our speakers' stories, where you, Adele, will get to go up and give a little bit more of your testimony and your road to your success. And I just thank you so much for taking precious time out of your day to join Chikeitha and I. We're so honored to have you.
Yes.
And thank you again, my co-founder, Chikeitha Owens.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me.
All right. Well, this is Tracy Brooks
and Chikeitha Owens
with our special guest, Adele Foster. And this is another episode of Hiding Behind the Pages 40 Women Interview Series. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, that was an awesome interview, Tracy. Miss Adele, she had so many nuggets and things that she shared, but just to be able to hear her testimony and just how she has triumphed who haven't been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. I mean, it's just a blessing to be able to hear her story. And just the one thing that stood out to me is, you know, when she just shared about, you know, how rich the graveyard is, and that she did not want to be a part of that, because when she leaves here, she's gonna leave empty. And like that just really registered with me because we have so many gifts and so many talents, and we use us, because if we don't, we're going to be a part of that empire in the graveyard, and I don't want to be that, Tracy.
Well, I hear you, Chikeitha, and I don't want to be that either. And I really appreciate her pressing to her blessing, you know, because I think that is the key here, is to keep pressing on. You know, so many wonderful stories by so many women, and wow, we have 40 women to interview, and this was such a powerful testimony. I know it's going to bless somebody out there who is either living with multiple sclerosis, cancer, whatever it may be. Just know that you're not alone. And if you have a story that you want to tell or a book that you'd like to sell, please contact us at Elite Speakers, please, and join us. The link is down below to our social media. So like and subscribe to this channel, and catch us on Facebook at Elite Speakers Prep Series ESPS, because we want to grow this channel. We want to get this message out to as many women as possible, and you too can come from behind those pages. And we thank you for joining us today. This is Tracy Brooks.
And Chikeitha Owens.
And we thank y'all for joining us. See you next time.
Bye.